Hi Virgo, welcome to your love reading for May 2019. This is Elizabeth from channeledguidance.com. I've already shuffled the decks for you and you did have one jumping card. Let me show you what that is. The card that jumped for you, Virgo, is Temperance. So Temperance can definitely represent patience. It could be that you need to be patient with your situation. This can also represent forgiveness and compassion and perhaps not jumping the gun on something that is happening around you right now. So let's go ahead and put this back. That was just a jumping card. And let's get 9 cards from this deck. Let's go ahead and put it here in the middle. This is a love reading for the sign of Virgo for May 2019. You're starting off with the 5 of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for May. The Lovers. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for May. The Star. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for May. The Wheel. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for May. 2 of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for May. Queen of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for May. 7 of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for May. The Hangman. Love reading for the sign of Virgo for May. And you have the 6 of Wands. Okay, what's the most important thing that Virgo needs to hear about their love life for May 2019? The message that you have, Virgo, is the 5 of Coins. So the 5 of Coins can represent loneliness. It could be that maybe you're feeling very isolated, you're feeling lonely. But this card also does come up when someone has completely shut you out of their lives. Like they've ghosted you, you don't know what's going on, you've been left completely in the dark. This can represent you just kind of suffering because somebody has just left you. So we'll come back to this card to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Also, if you'd like to get a private reading with me, just go to my website, channeledguidance.com. I'll put a link down below, also a link to my Facebook, and you should be watching this on YouTube channel, Channeled Guidance Tarot. Okay, so let's see what you have going on here, Virgo. Let's start at the top. You have the 5 of Wands, the Lovers, and the Star. So you have a lot of strong energy here because they are 2 major arcanas. The Lovers does represent a romantic relationship. This is a relationship that you want very much. For those who are single, this could be a relationship that is coming to you, that is very much on the horizon. And you do have the Star, which represents your hopes and wishes being granted. So for those who are single, you could be finding love in the month of May. But for those who are already coupled, I feel like there's something going on that is troubling you. You start with the 5 of Wands. The 5 of Wands can definitely mean that there's a lot of misunderstandings between you and your partner. This represents sometimes fighting, misunderstandings, strong differences between you and the person that you love. You just want very different things. So for some of you, there could just be a lot of conflict with this person that you are involved with. The Lovers, to me, this represents not just a romantic relationship, but this is a relationship that you want very much. Perhaps things are not perfect because you have the 5 of Wands. Things are not perfect for you. Maybe you're just on a completely different page. But this is a relationship you want very much. For some of you, it's the person that you're with. For those who are single, this is someone new coming in. I see your hopes and wishes being granted here. I mean, the Star comes up when you're getting exactly what you want. You're getting exactly what you want. But with the Star, you do have to follow your intuition. And for some of you, I mean, the 5 of Wands, if it's not fighting and misunderstandings, it's somebody that's struggling. You're struggling with something within yourself. And it can't be you. I'm just kind of jumping ahead here because you have the 2 of Swords. This is someone who refuses to take action. You're holding back. It can also represent your partner if it's not you. There's a struggle going on here with the 5 of Wands. And someone is very conflicted here. They're refusing to take action. Perhaps that's why you had the main energy be the 5 of Coins. This is suffering. Someone is just feeling very kind of lonely, very unhappy, very isolated. You have the 2 5s here, 5 of Wands, 5 of Coins. The 5s always represent a challenge and a problem. So I can see why the jumping card was Temperance, telling you to be patient. Don't jump the gun. Again, it could be that, your partner could be struggling with making a decision about you here. Again, I mean, I see things working out for you with the Star. You're getting what you want, but there is some type of conflict. Let's move on to the second row here. So you have the Wheel, the 2 of Swords, and the Queen of Coins. So you're the Earth sign, so you would be the Queen of Coins. Of course, if your partner is also an Earth sign, another Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn, then this represents their energy as well. But I mean, you have the 2 of Swords here, and I mean, when I saw the Two of Swords and the Five of Wands, there is some type of struggle, and it's either you or it's the person that you're with, because these cards are very similar. Like somebody's like fighting something within them. And with the Two of Swords usually means that someone refuses to take action. It could be that they're refusing to see your point of view. It could be that they're refusing to come back to you. They're refusing maybe a higher level of commitment. This is someone who refuses to take action or make a decision, but it is right next to your energy. This also represents stuck energy, which is also here with the Hangman. It was right beneath it. But you do have the Wheel, which means that things can change. The Wheel always represents change, and it's always a change for the better. So, I mean, I feel like there's something going on with the sign of Virgo where there's a problem in your love life, and there's something stuck around you. There's something stuck around you, and I feel like, this is making you very unhappy with the Five of Coins. Again, it can be someone who just completely left your life without letting you know why. Someone completely shut you out emotionally, or perhaps someone is struggling with something within themselves. They're fighting themselves. But I see there's a person you want very much with the Lover's card. And there is movement. There is movement around here if you allow it. Or again, if it has nothing to do with you, it could be that once this person, just kind of decides to take action, there will be movement. Somebody, whether it's you or your partner, hard to say in a general reading. If somebody, takes off the blinders here and takes action, there will be positive change. There will be movement. Somebody needs to act. Now down here, look at this. You've got the Six of Wands, the Seven of Wands with the Hangman in the middle. So let's start with the positive one. The Six of Wands, victory. You can get what you want or who you want because you have the Lovers up there. It's there, and you have the Star card. You couldn't ask for a better card. Your hopes and wishes can be granted. Victory. But with the Seven of Wands, I mean, this can mean many different things. The Seven of Wands can be that you need to confront your own fears. So if it's you that's holding back, Two of Swords, Five of Wands, you need to confront your own fears. But it can also be that, your partner or your ex, they have maybe to confront their own ego or their own fears. This can also be a confrontation between you and the person that you love, because this is confrontational energy. This is you really speaking up for yourself and standing your ground. Maybe to see this positive change from the Wheel here. Because either way, no matter what's going on in your love life, whether you're single or you're coupled, for some reason, for the sign of Virgo, things are stuck and they're not moving forward. And there's a need to take action. There's a need to confront either someone in your life or your partner, your ex, or you need to confront your own fears, or they need to confront their own fears. There can be movement here. Although things are stuck, there can be movement. But there's a strong message here that somebody is struggling with something, whether they're refusing to see your point of view, or they're not coming back to you, or they're not committing to you. I do see you getting what you want though with the Star. Let's get a few more. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for May? You have the Double. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for May? You have Strength. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for May? And you have the Tower. So I just pulled all major arcanas for you. The Devil, the Strength, and the Tower. All major arcana. So there's a lot of significant energy around you for the month of May. There can be a lot of big changes if you allow them. Just see how many, look at how many major arcanas you have. Let's see, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 major arcanas here. Make sure I didn't miss one down here. No, 7 major arcanas. There's a lot of change that can happen. So just think about that. What does that mean for you? What kind of changes? Is it because you're single and there can be somebody new? If you're single and you're looking for love, it's totally up to you. Because, there's a lot of strong energy around you here. Let's start with the Devil. So you have the Devil. This can definitely represent fear, because it's like someone refuses to move. Someone refuses to take action. Things are stuck. The Devil is, a major arcana of fears, pessimism, negative energy. It can also be an unhealthy relationship for some of you. Maybe not everyone. This can represent just, kind of harsh energy. And you did have the Five of Wands as the first card. So for some of you, you could be struggling with a partner where there's just a lot of fighting, a lot of misunderstandings. This has you maybe very unhappy. This was the main energy for from this deck. Just, you know, you're feeling this. You're feeling very lonely and very hurt. You're being told to be brave. You have the Strength card. And the Strength card is a message to kind of hold back a little bit. Be patient. That's one message. And again, you had Temperance, which is also telling you to be patient. But this is also saying don't let your ego get the best of you. Don't let fear kick in, because, hello, you have fear right here with the Devil. So you're either going to listen to your higher self or your lower self. There's really no other way of explaining this. So for Virgo, I mean, you're going to have to hold back and not get angry or frustrated. It could be with your partner, with your ex, with yourself. That's the message, because there is some negative thinking here, pessimism or fear. I mean, here you have it again, the Tower. There can be a huge change in your situation. Whether you're single, married, coupled, there can be a huge change. There can be a dramatic change in your love life if you hang in there. If you can be really brave and maybe making a decision. Again, 5 of Wands, 2 of Swords. It's like somebody is stuck there. And because someone's stuck, there is stuck energy around you. 2 of Swords and the Hangman. There can be a huge change here. Keep in mind that the Tower can also represent a shocking confession, a shocking revelation, shocking communication. This is something that just blows your mind. I don't know. There's some very strange energy here for the sign of Virgo. Stuck energy, but yet, I mean, everything can change. The Wheel, the Tower. I feel like there's some major fears here with the Devil, and you're being told to not give in to this. Don't give in to this fear that's surrounding you. Let's get a few more cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for May? You have the 3 of Wands. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for May? You have the 10 of Swords. What other messages are there for the sign of Virgo for May? And the 4 of Wands. What's the most important thing that Virgo needs to hear about their love life for May 2019? The Lovers. So, repeat card. So I don't think any other sign has had the Lovers as the repeat card. So again, I'll repeat, the Lovers, yes, it represents your relationship, a significant connection. If you're single, it could be that this connection is out there and it's waiting for you. Maybe you need to take action. Again, 5 of Wands, 2 of Swords. That really stands out to me. The Lovers, this is a relationship for those who are already coupled. This is a relationship or a person that you want very much. Again, this person represents your hopes and wishes, and it's here. It's just there's some type of conflict there. There is a strong relationship waiting for the sign of Virgo. And sometimes, I mean, the Lovers does sometimes represent a decision. A decision needs to be made, which, you know, ties in with the 2 of Swords. Someone refuses to make a decision here. You've got to make it, or someone has to make it if it's not you. So, this is what I pulled for you. 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 10 of Swords in the middle. So, I mean, it's just interesting that these 2 cards would come out like this, 3 of Wands and 4 of Wands, because the 3 of Wands does imply that someone has been waiting. Someone has been waiting for the perfect timing, maybe to come back to you. Maybe you've been waiting for someone to come back, and maybe you've been waiting for someone to be ready for a commitment or a relationship. I do see a relationship here, and this is not just a relationship. This is stability. This is commitment. This could even be marriage for some of you, a long-term relationship, but someone's not moving on. The 10 of Swords, this is about someone who's feeling very hurt, and again, with the main energy being the 5 of Coins, someone is hurting here. You have this, you have the 5 of Coins, you have the 10 of Swords, you have the Devil. I feel like Virgo you're struggling with something, you're hurting. With the 10 of Swords, you're unable to move on from something painful. And it could be, that maybe for some of you, there's been a breakup. And sometimes the 10 of Swords doesn't mean it's time to move on. Like, if you've been waiting for that perfect person, I mean, the Lovers is your repeat card. The perfect person is out there for you. It's just a matter of you deciding to find them, to be with them. So, I mean, that won't be for all of you, but ultimately the 10 of Swords does mean that you've been down long enough. It's time to not suffer anymore. There's a relationship here for you, but for some of you, it could be that you've been waiting for marriage, or you've been waiting for commitment, and you can't move on from this. Again, the Lovers, there's a relationship that you want very much, but someone needs to take action. There's stuck energy around for the sign of Virgo. Now, another thing I want to point out here is some of the major arcanas. I mean, The Lovers 2 times, because the Lovers does represent the sign of Gemini. So for some of you, I mean, if your partner, your ex is a Gemini, that's a huge message for you. But you also have the Star, which represents the sign of Libra. Sorry, not Libra, Aquarius. And then you have the Devil, which represents the sign of Capricorn. You have Strength, which represents the sign of Leo. I mean, there's just a lot of messages for you here. And it's like, you know, the person that I just did a reading for the sign of Leo, actually, where they were told the same thing. Like, it's here. Like, you don't need to wait anymore. It's finally here. And I'm getting that same message for you. It's just someone, like, doesn't take action. Someone's consumed by fear. There's pessimism. And you're being told to be brave. If you can be brave and hang in there and have courage, you will see some huge and shocking changes here at the Tower. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the X spread using this deck right here. I've already shuffled it, so let me just get these out of the way. And you did actually have a few jumping cards, so I will show you what those are in a minute. And again, with the X spread, it can be someone that you had a significant relationship with, a long-term relationship, but it can also be someone maybe that you just dated a few times and you want to know if you're going to hear from them again or if you can reconnect. So these are the jumping cards, believe it or not. The Devil, again, with the Six of Swords. So, I mean, again, the Devil was one of the cards that came up for you in the first spread that I did for you. Here it is. So there can be some harsh energy between you and your ex, but you did have the Six of Swords with it because these cards jump together. The Six of Swords is a healthy change. So for some of you, let's see what comes up in a minute. It could be that, you know, maybe it became an unhealthy relationship. Maybe that's why you have the Tower. Everything would change maybe the second time around. Because this does represent that you're able to leave an unhealthy situation behind you. And you're finally able maybe to, you know, to have a healthy relationship. This represents healthy energy. And ironically, the Devil 2 times, that is unhealthy energy, an unhealthy relationship, negative energy. So I feel like everything is changing for you if you're able to reconnect. Let's go ahead and put these back in the deck here. See if they come up again. Show me the energies around Virgo and their ex for May. You have the Nine of Wands, Virgo and their ex for May. You have the Star as the repeat card, Virgo and their ex for May. The Nine of Pentacles, Virgo and their ex for May. The Ace of Swords, Virgo and their ex for May. The Seven of Cups, Virgo and their ex for May. And the Chariot. Okay. So let's take a look at these. So, I mean, you're starting off with this energy of someone holding back. You have the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands does imply that someone is afraid. And again, you had the Devil 2 times because it jumped from this deck, and then you had it in the first spread. Here it is. There's fear, even though it's not the same card, it's the same energy. The Nine of Wands this is someone who's feeling very paranoid. I mean, it can definitely be you. Maybe you're afraid that you're not going to reconnect with your ex. But, I mean, ultimately the Nine of Wands this is someone who is afraid of wearing their heart on their sleeve, afraid of really telling you how they feel. So this can be your ex. And you have the Star, which is also a repeat card because you did have this in the first spread that I did for you. I mean, this is what you want to hear because the Star does represent your hopes and wishes being granted. So here it is. 2 times. So the Star means that for many of you, I mean, keep in mind, this is a general reading, but the Star does represent that your hopes and wishes are valid. It's not a pipe dream. It's not your imagination. Your hopes and wishes can be granted, but someone is pretty paranoid here. And with this energy, you want to stay in your safe place because you don't want to be hurt. So this can definitely be why we were seeing that. I kept saying it over and over. The Two of Swords and the Five of Wands. I kept going back and forth. Like someone refused to take action. Someone refused to take action. Maybe because they're afraid and they're paranoid. Maybe they don't want to, maybe they think that there will be another breakup. They don't want to make a mistake. I do see a lot of confusion here. But again, the Star is telling you that your hopes and wishes with your ex, it's not your imagination. It's not a pipe dream. This represents your hopes and wishes being granted. And then you have the Nine of Coins. This does represent self-confidence, self-worth, and self-love. And I mean, think about what this means for you. Since it's a general reading, you have to also use your own intuition, because the star represents your intuition as well. Because the Nine of Pentacles, it seems like it ties in with this energy. This is someone who is not sure of themselves, and they're holding back out of fear. They're holding themselves back. And you have this energy here of self-worth and self-love. It could be, that your ex maybe is in a difficult place. But it can also mean you, depending on what's going on in your life right now. The Nine of Pentacles can be that you need to put yourself first. I feel like for many of you, you will have a chance to get your ex back, because I do see, a change of mind here. And the Nine of Pentacles is saying you need to make the best decision that you can make for you. Put yourself first. Again, your hopes and wishes can be granted. And I see a change of mind here. Let's start with the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, Seven of Cups, a Chariot. Victory. The Chariot does represent victory. You're getting what you want because you've been persistent, you've been determined, and you've really hung in there. It's a victory because of you. You refuse to give up on your ex. And again, the Ace of Swords, this is a change of mind. It could be if your ex broke up with you, and again, the main energy from the first spread, they just left you completely out in the cold. You've been suffering. There's a change of perspective. But I do see a lot of confusion here. It could be if you're not hearing from them yet. Maybe if it's been a while. If you've been waiting for months. The Seven of Cups does mean that someone's very lost and they're very confused, and it's a very emotional energy. And this can be why someone is holding back. But I do see clarity here. Ironically, when I said that, this is clarity. This is a lack of clarity. Someone's just very lost and emotionally scattered, but finally they see the truth. So it could be that once your ex kind of settles down, that's probably why you had temperance at the beginning of the reading, telling you to be patient. Once your ex kind of settles down and kind of figures out what they're feeling, because this is a lot of emotion and feeling completely lost and not really knowing, not having any clarity because they're so emotional. But here is clarity and truth. They may see the truth that they still want you, because you do have this energy of victory. Let me get one more. What final message is there for Virgo about their ex for May 2019? Yeah, you have the Ten of Cups. This is a happily ever after. This is a happy ending as far as this story between you and your ex. This also represents for some of you a long-term relationship, marriage. But for many of you, it's just this is your happily ever after with your partner, with your ex. Again, the star 2 times. Your hopes and wishes are valid. They will be granted. I feel like, there's been a lot of confusion between you, and I do see it here. There will be clarity. They will finally know what they want. They will finally realize maybe that it's you that they want. Okay, Virgo, this has been your love reading for May 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.